Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different artist, and we normally break down one of their records, get in the music, lyrics, how it was made, and everything in between. But this one we're going to do a little bit different. We're still going to do we're going to still break down RTJ4 from Run the Jewels, but we're also going to kind of run through all their records and kind of do what we did on the Les Claypool episode. We're going to try to have a good time doing it. We're also going to get into our top 10 favorite Run the Jewels songs, and it's going to be a good one. So let's get into it. Do we want to start with the top 10 songs?
We should probably start with the top 10 songs.
Okay, let's get into that then.
Let's get into that.
10 to 1. What do you got? Run the Jewels.
Go. Run the Jewels. Run the Jewels from Run the Jewels by Run the Jewels. One of those trifecta things, which is always kind of cool. But yeah, I'll talk more about that on another one, on that main episode. Or I guess not. That's only one episode. Never Look Back from RTJ4. Crown from RTJ2. Holy Calamafuck from RTJ4. Blockbuster Night Part 1 from RTJ2. Just from RTJ4. Legend Has It from RTJ3. Close Your Eyes and Count to Fuck from RTJ2. Call Ticketron from RTJ3. And Walking in the Snow. God damn, that motherfucker's coat from RTJ4.
Love it. We have a lot of the same songs here. And
it was a tough one. They have so many fucking like beyond bangers.
I know. I mean, they don't have a bad record, honestly.
They don't have a bad song. They have like two songs where I was like, this I could do without this one.
But even then, they're still not bad songs. It's just I don't know. This group is just God. They're like perfect. So my number 10 to 1. Number 10, Out of Sight from RTJ4. Number 9 is Sea Legs from the first record. Number 8, Goonies versus E.T. from RTJ4. Number 7, Oh My Darling Don't Cry from RTJ2. Number 6, Run the Jewels from Run the Jewels 1. Number 5 is Just from RTJ4. Number 4 is Nobody Speak, which is not on an album, but it was a song they did before RTJ3. Love that song.
It's a good song.
And then number 3 is Close Your Eyes and Count to Fuck from RTJ2. My number 2 is Call Ticketron from RTJ3. And then my number 1, Walking in the Snow from RTJ4. So, I mean, yeah, once again, this group has just so many beyond bangers. It's just unreal. It's so hard to put it down to a top 10. And some of these could be interchangeable for sure. But anyway, 0-2. So let's get into kind of like the beginnings of the band or the group, I should say. So these guys were initially introduced from actually a Cartoon Network executive. His name was Jason DeMarco. This is back in 2011, and funnily enough, they continue to work with Cartoon Network throughout the years, and they even were the live stream that they did in 2020 was put on Adult Swim on Cartoon Network. So they've constantly been associated with that channel. And then after they had met, at a party, LP produced Killer Mike's solo record, Rap Music, which is an incredible record too. Yeah. And then Mike was on LP's third solo record on one of the songs, which is so cool. And then after they had collaborated very briefly there, they were on tour together, and they realized, why don't we just create like a group, like kind of like a super group in a way. And that's what they did in 2012. And then at this point, we have their first record, RTJ1. So what do you got? What do you got on this one? This record for a debut, it's insanely good.
So I want to go even like back a little bit too, because
oh yeah, we can. Yeah.
Like their career before RTJ existed in like two kind of different capacities. Mike Mike was good.
Two different areas.
I'm not a huge. I think rap music is fucking phenomenal. I think I purged it. I know I did purge it. I shouldn't have, but I'm going to get it again at some point if I see it in the wild. But I'm not a huge fan of his stuff prior to rap music. I'm just not a big fan of it.
Wait, what did you purge?
From
From
Killer
your
Mike's
vinyl?
solo record.
Oh, the rap music one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that was like one of the first big purge that I did for the store just to get inventory. It's not like super rare or anything. It's just I haven't seen it since. But LP's stuff, solo and other things that he's done are pretty fucking good. And his fourth.
I haven't heard everything though. But
he did some stuff with Omar too, right?
yeah, he did. It was with. Or no,
His
Omar
second
was
or
on
third
one of his solo
record?
records. Yeah.
But
They've been buds.
His first solo record, Fantastic Planet, Fantastic Damage. His first solo record from like I don't know the early 2000s. That shit's fucking really good. I know you like Company Flow,
I
Cannibal
love that
Ox stuff.
Company
Like it's
Flow
all
record.
just fucking like it's all pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, that Company Flow, man. That record, 97 or 98 when it came out. When I first heard that last year or 2 years ago when we did the hip hop season, I'm blown away. I fucking loved it, and it's so expensive on vinyl.
I know.
God damn, like the cheapest copy is like it's a beat up copy for like $150. Fuck that.
Yeah, we need
Company Flow
like
is good.
we need an LP box set, including RTJ
Mhm.
stuff. Not really, because we already have it all. But yeah, I do like LP stuff a lot more. But then it's weird because in RTJ, it's like Killer Mike is obviously the more
A better
interesting
rapper.
deliverer. But I think lyric wise, they both have grown over the course of the 4 records. So it's really fun. And it's just one of those things, dude, where like these two guys could have had like a decent enough career and LP could have been like a good producer for somebody else. But then he hooks up with Killer Mike and it's something that's just even better than anybody could have possibly have imagined.
I know.
So I just wanted to say like how important it was for these two guys to connect. That was all I was getting at.
Well, yeah, I mean, Killer Mike came from Atlanta. LP came from New York, like we mentioned, 2 very different types of hip hop. Killer Mike, I think his first appearance was on an Outkast song, which makes sense because Outkast were, the biggest thing to come out of Atlanta. And then, LP, he just kind of made his way up through the New York scene. And the New York scene was pretty tough. There was a lot of good shit coming through the 90s.
A lot of good shit coming out of there.
And to really set himself apart, production wise, beat wise, rapping, lyrics, and all that is pretty remarkable. And him being a white dude on top of it, that's a lot of shit to go up against. And he excelled. He excelled in the 90s. I mean, his solo record, I haven't listened to all of them, like I said, but I mean, the ones I've heard, I've really enjoyed. And Company Flow, I love. So it's just like it's a match made in heaven, because they're also two pretty different styles of rapping, but I think Killer Mike is more diverse.
For
Definitely
sure.
more diverse as a rapper.
He definitely like plays to the song, but then it's just like, okay, well, LP creates the song, like LP like gives you up that setup so you can spike it down. So it's a perfect match made in heaven, because I do like the Company Flow record. I do like Cannibal Ox. I do like all the stuff that LP has been involved with in the overall umbrella. But I don't think any of it is as good as Run the Jewels. I just don't.
Yeah, it's by far better. By far better. I love it. So
Okay.
some good backstory and history to these guys. Of course, I know there could be more talked about, but we got to kind of keep it brief because we're going to get into our DJ4.
This is a shortened episode, but it'll be longer because it's not 2 things. It's just one thing. But yeah, Run the Jewels. Run the Jewels fast. RTJ won the first record, 2013. Yeah, again, pretty rad how they're already known, they're already loved, and then like you said, they hook up through Cartoon Network, which makes sense because a lot of the programming on Cartoon Network in this era, this generation, Adventure Time, the music slays, man. The music is fucking good. There's a show called Steven Universe, and Estelle does a lot of the music for that. She does the theme song for another one called I think it's called Three Bear Bears, like three naked bears, like bear bears. Kaylee watches all these shows, and I just like, oh damn, that sounds like Estelle. She's like, oh that is Estelle. Like, how do you know who that is? I'm like, oh, okay, there we go, girl. I used to pay DJs extra money to play American Boy because on a tape, bro. I know Estelle.
So stupid.
But it's just so cool. Good. And like all their records are fucking rad and unique in their own way and what they're trying to do. This one is just, and my rankings still have not changed. Even after 2, I was like, there's no fucking way RTJ 3 could be better than 2 because 2 is so fucking goddamn good. But then it was still this week. So my rankings, if we were to rank them, are still 1, 2, 3, or 4, 3, 2, 1, the worst to best format, I guess. This one's very stripped down. I want to go with the cover arts too for all of these because I think they're important in what they're conveying. The skeleton hands being like the stripped down approach compared to like some of the early sounds of the SoundCloud era hip hop and this 2010s shit that's going on. And the album opens up with like that sentiment. LP says like, "Ooh, what do we have here?" Like, there's something new, but it's not new, right? And what RTJ does best is give you these old sounds in like a new way. They're not stealing from the old people because they are the old people, but they don't come across sounding like dad rock. It's not like Bob Seger sounding out here. It sounds fresh. They're taking the new sounds mixed with the old sounds, kind of like Rage Against the Machine there.
I figure I got that.
But it's just, dude, it's just two guys just like having fun, feeling out how this like RTJ project is gonna go work, and like it just sounds great. There's nothing wrong with this. But like my only knock to it is just I know what's coming after this, so that's it. That's all I got. But yeah, Run the Jewels, man. The title track, I think that's such a cool intro to the band.
That's my favorite. My favorite song on this
thesis
record.
Statement for their career, saying they're alive and hungry as fuck. It's such a badass way to open up your collaboration, your career, your band, all of it. We're alive and we're hungry as fuck.
And their flow, each of their flows on this song is, dude, it's up there as like some of the best shit that they've done. The way that they're rapping and all that, it's so fucking good on this song, on the title track. But yeah, in the end, you know, with this record, it's not as layered and as kind of, you know, out there as the latter records. But you know, it's fine. It's because it's still way better than almost a lot of hip hop that came out, you know, in 2012, 2013, 2014. This just, like you said, they took inspiration from what they loved back in the 80s, the golden age of hip-hop, and they modernized it, but didn't make it sound like it was derivative of anything. They just put their own spin on it, and it's unique. I mean, when you hear Run the Jewels, you know it's Run the Jewels, because LP and Killer Mike they both have very unique voices and unique flows, and Killer Mike himself is just a very diverse guy when it comes to his rapping. But then you get these incredible beats, and you and I have talked about it off the pod, but LP is just one of the great hip hop producers of all time. I mean, he didn't revolutionize anything, but he's just so consistently great that you can easily throw him up in like top 20 producers of all time, maybe even top 10. Even though he didn't create a genre, you could throw him into top 10. It's possible. But I don't know. And it's funny because I was reading more about this kind of era of hip hop, and you forget that, or some people forget that Kanye and Jay-Z put out their record Watch the Throne like in 2010 or 2011, and people were so hyped about it because this is the ultimate supergroup. Like, this is just a match made in heaven. And that Watch the Throne record is not that great. There's some good songs on there, but it's not that great. And then you get this, and then you get this supergroup Run the Jewels that fucking blows that out of the water. And we all know Kanye is like, to me, I think he's the greatest hip hop producer of all time. Like, just without a doubt he is. And Jay-Z, obviously a fantastic rapper. So, you know, that should have been the greatest of all time, but then you get this RTJ1 and it just fucking runs circles around the Watch the Throne.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, they showed how it should be done. Like, a collaboration should be done this way, and they just did it so perfectly. And then also, once all these records, they all have like almost perfect reviews. Like, people love every single one of these records, and it is hard to to kind of compare them because they're all just so incredible, and there are differences obviously between them, but they're just too damn good. So, and I have them all on vinyl, all 4 records on vinyl. RTJ4 right here, it's behind me right here. There you go, the vinyl. But anyway, yeah. So this is a great record. So let's get into RTJ2. This comes out in October of 2014, so not that long after the first one. And
they're all under an hour.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think the longest one is 46 minutes or something like that.
I think that's 2 or I think it's 2.
I think it's 3. Or is it 2? I don't know.
No, it's 3. Three's like it's not an hour, but it's the longest one. Yeah, RTJ2, second record, 2014. I like their openers because I think their openers are kind of, it's telling you what this record's gonna be like as well as the cover art. I'm a big fan of their cover. I like it. The opening line is here. It's when he says, "I'm gonna bang this bitch the fuck out," and then the record never, like it literally never stops.
Yes.
Like the cover art, right? The skeleton hands are all bandaged up, bloody. This record is aggressive. It fucked him up. This production is huge. Everything is fucking so big in this. Way more sound effects thrown in, like emphasize last words, specific lines in a verse, or just funny noises to like match a specific words, like a meow when someone says the word cat. Like those are cool. Those are fun things to do. The guests are great. I like Gangsta Boo. I like how raunchy she is.
Yeah,
I like Lil'
I like
Kim.
her too.
I like Gangsta Boo. They both kind of like this sexual liberation in the female rap genre of the early days. And it's cool. And I like it. But of course, like Zach is on this. And
Zach
Close
De
Your
La
Eyes
Rocha.
and Count to Fuck. Zach De La Rocha. Close Your Eyes and Count to Fuck. Features Zach from Rage. He lends his voice as part of the beat. And then eventually raps over his own voice.
It's wild.
And it's just like, dude, I don't know, man. Not many people could just do that. And I just like think in my mind where I think sometimes, like who could possibly do that, right? Like who could do that? Like good rap. We just talked about Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z couldn't do that because Jay-Z, if he had lent his voice to a beat, it would sound stupid.
Yeah.
It just would. Like Kanye might be able to do it.
But Kanye doesn't. I mean, those two guys don't have the command, the type of command that say Killer Mike or that Zach from Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, Kanye could. Like, who could do this?
Yeah, you have to have a good, like maybe somebody like Ice Cube. You have to have or Chuck D from Public Enemy. Like
you got to be able to kind of sing, right? Like which one of these guys can also sing? Like none of these guys really sing that often.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So like some of the older guys in like the 80s for sure could do this, but it wouldn't hit this hard. So yeah, Close Your Eyes, Kind of Fuck. That's my biggest one. I think it's also what's cool about this is that LP and Mike are featured on each other's verses. So in the first record, we didn't get a whole lot of that. It's like LP's verse, Killer Mike's verse, LP's verse, Killer Mike's verse. But this one, they're kind of like they're trading lines. They're finishing each other's sentences. Very like in a every time I look for you kind of way, but not super aggressive. That very BC Boys like.
Yeah.
But damn, dude, Zach just has some clever wordplay. One of the ones I thought was kind of funny, and I like it. But he said, "I'm miles ahead of you. You can sip my bitch's brew."
It's so good.
It's stupid. It's stupid. I like it.
It's so good. I mean, it's and going back to like them honoring and taking inspiration from the golden age of hip hop. You hear a lot of kind of like the noises and not special effects, the noises and sampling and stuff. That the kind of goofier stuff, and that's what the golden age was. It was all kind of goofy. But then you look at the artwork too. Yeah, it's the two hands, like every artwork. But one of them's holding up like this giant gold chain. Very golden age of hip hop. Like that's what a lot of people wore, those big gold chains. And this is the only record that, or not the only. No, the first one had the chains too.
Yeah.
But this one feels more like inspired by the 80s and that golden age and everything. And also this record is way more layered and complex than the first record is. And honestly, I like this record. After this week, I like this record more than RTJ3. There's something about this one. I think it just had
heavy. It's hard. It's wild.
And I think the beats are just stronger. The sampling's way stronger too than than RTJ3. RTJ3 is great, obviously, but there aren't as many standout songs. That's really what I'm basing this off of. There aren't as many standout songs on 3 as there is 2, and that's why I put 2 above 3 at this point.
That's okay. I would have done that, or I did do that, because I just thought there's no fucking way. I ran through all these again today on vinyls, and I was like, there's just no fucking way RTJ3 can be past RTJ2, but it did, and I'll tell that reason why later on.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, this is an incredible record. My banger also is "Close Your Eyes and Count to Fuck" with Zach De La Rocha from Rage Against the Machine, because once again, how can you think it's okay to rap over your own voice? Like, your voice is literally the beat, and you rap over it, and it sounds incredible. Like, not only can not a lot of people do that, but Zach pulls it off incredibly. But then you also have the production of LP. Like, LP makes it work. Like, if I don't know, just the combination of those two guys, they just made something truly incredible with that song.
Dude, honestly, I think Dre and Big Boy could both pull it off too if they tried.
I mean, yeah, probably, but they haven't tried. That's the thing. Like, Dre, Dr. or you meant Dre and
Andre 3000.
Andre 3000. Yeah, okay. I think you meant Dr. Dre. I was gonna like.
I would love to hear Dr. Dre do it.
Talk shit on Dr. I was gonna say he honestly hasn't done anything since 2001.
He's never been a good rapper anyway.
Yeah, but he also hasn't put out like a great record since that album. Since 2001. So the album 2001. But anyway. Anyway, 0-2. So RTJ2, it's a great one. Then we get into Meow the Jewels. This came out in September of 2015. This is a weird one. It's a remix record. It was a joke of a record. They didn't think that this record would get made, but they did it because they just threw up on whatever crowdfunding website they were using at the time. They said, oh, here's some ridiculous tiers. If you guys pay the money, we will put it out. And the fans ended up surpassing the $40,000 tier to make like a really ridiculous kind of cat-based remix record. They ended up raising $60,000 instead of the 40, and that's literally what they did. All the samples on Meow the Jewels are just cat samples, and it doesn't sound as ridiculous as it actually is because there's
right. It's fucking
really
good.
Fucking good. It's really. I thought it was just going to be so silly and goofy because I've honestly never listened to it until this week because I thought this just sounds too stupid. Why would I even like this?
Oh, dude, it's so fucking good.
I didn't listen to it till this week, and what was cool too is they released it for free, and then all the money that they raised from the crowdfunding campaign they donated to charity.
All of it.
Like, it's so sick. Sick.
So okay. So like going back to because I think it was Kickstarter that they used.
Okay.
And so they had all these different tiers. I don't think this was on there, but somebody said like, hey, you have a tier similar to this. If fans raise $40,000, will you do a Meow the Jewels with cat noises? And LP on Twitter was like, yeah, you raise $40,000, we'll fucking do it. They raised $60,000, and LP's like, fuck it, we'll do it. Donate all the money to charity because they don't fucking want it anyway. But some of the other tiers that I was reading on are kind of funny. So for $5,000, you could have got I think they did release this though. 5 LP master recordings, instrumentals, a test press. For $75,000, you and a friend get 10 backstage passes, and then the guys from RTJ will pretend to be your friends. They'll introduce you to their friends as our friend.
That is so cool.
Some other
That's
big
some
ones.
Josh Freese shit right there, man.
Some other big ones where they'll fly out to your kid's school for their show and tell and like talk about how much they love your family and shit like that. But the biggest tier was for $10 million. They will retire from music and put out one song a year that's just about you.
I love it.
That's so awesome. But yeah, you're right. I think this is fucking amazing. I think it's amazing because it sounds like what you said. This sounds like you're like, God, this is gonna be fucking dumb. Like you're just gonna input cat noises and it's gonna sound stupid. No, dude. Like LP tried really hard to make this sound legit, and a lot of these it changes the vibe of the song.
Yeah.
So my favorite was "Paw Due Respect." This one that formerly featured Travis Barker, which I thought was kind of like a weaker song anyway. But they also got a lot of other big DJs to come and like remix these songs while adding cat noises in. So this one's got Blood Pop or Blood Diamonds. He's got a very, very Euro pop dance vibe to him. And I think this works so fucking well. It's completely opposite of what RTJ2 was going for. And this was like, wow, I cannot believe you reimagined like one of these hard songs in such a pop-centric kind of way. I love this.
Yeah, another one I really liked was All Meow Life. That was a really good one. That was the only one that made my big Run the Jewels playlist, my longer playlist. But yeah, no,
is this vinyl
good.
worthy?
No, I wouldn't get it on vinyl.
Crazy.
I wouldn't.
You're crazy, boy.
I'll say right now, I wouldn't get this or Quattro on vinyl.
I like
Quattro's
this more
really
than
cool.
RGJ one.
Really, that's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy, but
I thought this was. I mean, I've only listened to this maybe 3 times. Yeah. So I think with subsequent listens, maybe it will go down for me, just because like the novelty might wear off. But again, it's just crazy. He was so meticulous. He spent so much time incorporating cat noises so that it wasn't ridiculous.
And it even said in the Kickstarter or whatever crowdfunding they did, it said that part of or a good chunk of the money is going to the production of the record. Like it wasn't going into their pockets. It was going into actually producing the record and making it sound good and legit and not just some joke of a record. And yeah, it's wild, man. It's so I was not expecting this at all this week, at all. But yeah, Meow the Jewels. Let's get into the year of 2016. So 2016 is when I got into Run the Jewels. I don't know when you did, but my introduction to this band was the song Nobody Speak. This is a song that DJ Shadow did that featured Run the Jewels. Or it was really a collaboration. I won't even say features. It was a true collaboration. This came out in like August of 2016, and then they put out this record RTJ3 on December 24th of 2016. It was a surprise drop. Nobody knew it was going to happen. And that was my introduction, was Nobody Speak. And then you told me after this record came out, you're like, we got to do this on the podcast, because we had just started doing the podcast in July of 2016. You're like, we've got to do Run the Jewels, this new record. And I was like, okay, I just didn't really know. And then I listened to the first 3 records and I was just blown away. Like Nobody Speak was my introduction, but then, fucking this album just RTJ3 blew me away. So that's my origin story, and I just kind of wanted to preface this all by saying that. I don't know when your first impression was, or your origin story.
Yeah, it was a little bit earlier. Like I didn't get into RTJ1. RTJ2 came out, and I liked that one a lot, just because like the cover also grabbed. That's my favorite cover art they've done. It's vibrant. It's bright red. I like bright colors. Yeah. It's cool. And they did Meow the Jewels. And even back then, I was like, oh, this is kind of fucking cool. I like this. But I listened to LP stuff, like again, his solo stuff. So I liked it, but I just I don't know. Him as a rapper, I don't think it's incredible. It's still really good, and some of the stuff I still will buy on the vinyls if I see it in the wild. Mm-hmm. But it was nothing where like, oh, I have to listen to RTJ because I love LP so much. And then hearing Killer Mike on the one Outkast track, and then I think I've heard like one of his solo records. Like I don't really like this. Like he's a good rapper and stuff, but it's just kind of whatever's to me. So I think for me it was probably RTJ2, but like not much. Maybe like 2015 or some shit. Not much sooner. But RTJ3 like really, really, really hooked me because I was like, whoa, this is fucking good.
Yeah, RTJ3
I still think it's
so
fucking good. I do think this is better than 2 because. So let's go back to the 2 things I like, right? The openings and then the cover art. So like the opening here, it's like I don't know. This whole thing's just rad opening lines for them. Combative stuff or just calls to action. This one opens up with like a different kind of RTJ, more mellow one compared to like 2, but wiser, right? Mike opens his entire thing up with I hope, the hopes of hopes, and he kind of goes in there. Like the golden hands, like definitely represent the confidence. These guys aren't out here. Mm-hmm. To just like blast everybody and just fucking say fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. They're kind of just saying like, yo, we kind of need to change some stuff because things are very, very fucked right now and we can do it. And 2016 was also a very wild year. 2016, 20, 24. Do you see the fucking pattern, everybody? It's a good natural progression for any kind of like band to just get more political as their records kind of progress, especially in like this era of America. And I think this record just represents them like using their power for what they see as the greater good, right? They are now gold. They are now an institution that it cannot be fucked with. And they're confident. They know their music is good. And this record is just getting into like the more militant side, Like the pointing out the shit they see, calling it out. Like, how do we change this? Let's move forward. Like, but we're not going to pretend that like society isn't complete fucking garbage. But I think they're tight on this. They are so fucking tight. I feel Killer Mike's progressions have been like progressing so nicely, and that his delivery gets better and better as these records go on. LP definitely has a wider approach to his lyricism. He's not kind of just, I don't want to call him one dimensional, but he struggles to bounce from one idea to the other while keeping a cohesive thought. And then like RTJ4 is when he'll really open up, I think, become the best lyricist he has ever been. Yes. But my favorite Killer Mike of this record is on Talk to Me. Right? He's on Talk to Me. Yeah, it's on Talk to Me, which is also my favorite Mike lyric that he's ever done. But when he says militant Michael Psycho. Oh yeah, it's like, dude, the alliteration there is fucking on goddamn real.
He's so good at doing that shit.
Badass. And later on in that song too, like the way Mike builds up his own vocals, his own delivery. And so like he's already talking about how pissed off he is, and like I'm like go fucking crazy. At the very end of that song, that's when he goes, I told y'all. Like he's all pissed off. He's disappointed in us. Yeah. God damn. But Call Ticketron's the best song on this one.
Yes. I agree. Call Ticketron is my favorite. And I like what you said about, how the cover art changed to like the golden hands, the blue background and all that, showing that they've kind of, it shows their confidence in all this. Like they're like we've reached like the golden age of our group and all that kind of stuff. Like the confidence is, it's not arrogance at all. It's just pure confidence. And yes, their lyrics do get more intense, more militant, more anti-government and all that. And I understand. This came out in December of 2016, so they probably wrote it and recorded it back in the summer of that year, prior to the presidential election.
Leading up to that election, that fucking cycle was wild. It was a circus. It was a shit show.
Absolutely, it was.
As crazy. They all are in our fucking lifetime.
But that one, I think that 2016 election was the craziest because it was so unexpected, and it was so out there and so different. But the 2020 election, this last one in 2024,
that was
people
crazy
expected
too.
it. They were crazy, but it was to be expected because of who was running. But the 16 was just like out of fucking control. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
Yeah, that was true.
Nothing like it. But anyway, RTJ3, I think this is them going into. I would say, more militant is the best way to put it the best. Like more militant, more literal in a lot of senses too. Like what's a report to the shareholders, like kill your masters, the last song on the record. Oh, that's some heavy shit right there. Just the lyrics, the title of the track is intense. They hadn't done anything that intense up until this point. So I don't know. I think this album's great. Called Ticketron. I love the sampling in this song. That's my favorite song. That's my second favorite Run the Jewels song. So, RTJ3. This is quite the banger.
Dan, there was another fucking really dope line in the Kill Your Masters, but I forgot what it was. It's about how they're like soldiers who kill the kings or some shit like that. I'll fucking look it up in a minute. Yeah. Anyway, should we just get into RTJ4 and start breaking it down, or should we split it into 2 episodes? What do you think? You want to talk about Quattro? I just want to hear what you thought about Quattro.
Quattro was okay. So we'll get into Quattro. This is the remix album that came out after RTJ4. This is them remixing the songs from the record, but throwing a lot of like a mariachi, like very Latin influenced remixes into it. And I thought it was really cool. I thought it was super sick.
So much. It's so fucking good.
You like those styles way more than I do.
Oh, so
I get why you like it more than I do.
Yeah, everything's just so fun. And again, some of these things change. Was it Adrian Terraza Gonzalez Ayala? He plays on one of the songs, and this is
from the Mars Volta.
Dude, these songs are so good. It's so fun. It's so fun that they can reimagine these songs in such a unique way that's not complete shit. Mm-hmm. Like that just shows like how, because like LP doesn't just be like, yo, take this and do whatever you want with it, right? He does have a final say in how it's going to go out. Mike too, obviously, but it's just cool that they choose people that are that fucking good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Quattro is really cool. It is a really cool remix record. I wouldn't get it on vinyl, but I still still think it's fantastic. I have no issue with it whatsoever.
I like
think
it's more the RTJ one as well.
I think it's one of the best or better remix records ever. You know, because remix records usually suck, but Quattro and Meow the Jewels are just the wildest, like best remix records. So
I think remix records usually suck because the source material isn't like S tier. It's just, maybe it's like really good B, maybe it's A, but like RTJ4 truly is S tier. And so like if you don't remix it in a way that's going to also be S tier, then you're making a bad name for yourself. But so like the line from Kill Your Masters was they I think it was Killer Mike that said, it was Killer Mike that said, "We the gladiators that oppose all Caesars." And I thought that was cool. That's fucking rad.
yeah, that's cool.
Such a dope line.
He has so many good lines though. God damn, I love Killer Mike. He's just one of my favorites. All right, so do you want to do this all in one episode? Because I don't know how long. I feel like now that we've talked as much as we have, how deep did you get into? Because I'm going to cut this part out, but how deep did you get into RTJ4?
Pretty deep. I spent fucking 5 hours doing it. Got to work early and got all my shit done.
Okay.
I thought it wasn't enough time, but then as I was doing it, I remembered a lot of things. And
yeah. So why don't we stop this one and then we'll just do a different episode. Well, then let me run this out. So at this point, we're just going to do RTJ4 on a different episode. We're going to really get into that, the lyrics, how it was made, all that crap. So go listen to that episode. Don't bitch to us about this episode because I feel like we went pretty deep on the first 3 records. So go check out main episode, Run the Jewels 4. And that's it. That's all.